Hi everybody, it's June here, June Angel Pews. Back to see you tonight to talk about and to show you artist trading cards. Well, gosh, when I went to have a look to see what I'd got in terms of books and folders, etc., I had the shock of my life. Because I have got hundreds of them. Yeah, I was very, very fond of artist trading cards. This book, you can just about see it. Artist Trading Card Workshop. Create, Collect and Swap. It's by Bernie Berlin and it's on Northern Lights Books Publisher, and it's the best one you can ever buy. It's full of, yes, there's a gallery, but it's full of how to do the different techniques. I mean, you can see how, I've got markers on mine where I've used them. It's a whole lot of glass-like resin, resin fresco, embossing scraps, emboss resist, fun foam, transfers, tissue paper, and so it goes on. Phone book paper, there are hundreds of backgrounds and everything else you'll ever need to make a ATC. Now ATCs were bought out, sorry I don't know the exact date, in the 1980s, and the saying then, always traded, never sold. You never ever sold your art in this form. This is a trading card. I went to exhibitions, knitting and sewing, papercraft, etc., etc. And I used to go with a little display case holding the ATCs, and I'd have a little note on the front saying, stop me, I'm trading ATCs. And that's what we did. We literally swapped, just like a swap. And it's basically, I mean, this is particularly super artist. I like the way she does these. It's sort of a vintage image, and then she uses a white pen to do the various embossing, the various embellishments. You see what I mean? Shooting stars, a treasure. I love her work. I'm saying her, it could be a he, couldn't it? So there's how many is there? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. And yes, it's really you doing your art. And back in those days, it was very, very rare that you saw it dimensional. They were flat. They came in all different sorts of holders, by the way. I've got a couple of holders. I've done this video once, and of course it was one of those that got lost along the way. Oh, for goodness sake, I can't get it out now. There's a foil one, look. The pink back and the clear front. Yes, I did this, and I've got a couple of nice handmade ones that I made that carried 6 or 8, 10 cards, but I don't know what I've done with them. These are I'm going to let that glare happen a bit so you can see that. Sorry about my clock. As I say, they came in all sorts of ways of carrying them. This is an ATC card tin. And in here I've got loads and loads of backgrounds. I mean, I used to cut postcards, photographs, and literally anything and everything to make my backgrounds. That was a recipe card, I think, some chocolate on it. Hope you can hear me. That's a bit of a postcard there. Religious one. That's from a watercolour, and it's on sticky back canvas. I don't know whether I can get that one in it. Oh no, it isn't in a container, it's just, that's the back end to come off. So I always had a base just to be able to pick up quickly. Here's some of the watercolour paper. These were pictures that I just cut up. That's a rude one, isn't it? Is that one? Yes, it is. There's your watercolour again. A tree, you could have it anywhere, you see. Postcard. And so it goes on. I know today, well, I know they're selling them, but they're not as much as they used to be on YouTube. They went from no sell, and still there are hundreds of thousands of collectors who only trade, they don't sell or buy. But that went by the by during the 90s, and eBay went big on selling ATC cards. I've got a lot myself, I must admit. I went along with the, you know, I wanted particular ones, so I would pay money out. That is one of the ways that you would put your details on the back. Here's one that I had. Artist made, title, date, number, that's very important. If it's 1 of 1, you know, put that down. If it's 1 of 10, put that down. The artist name and contact details. You always put contact details because the whole object is for you to showcase your art. It may be that somebody in years to come likes your art and gets in touch with you, and there's a whole new friendship started, a whole new career in some cases. So always do that if you do ATCs. As I say, they are pretty dimensional these days, and I'm afraid to say, because I love them, the lace ones that I've seen of late aren't ATCs. They can't be, because they've gone over the 2.5 by 3.5 size, and they are too thick also. You wouldn't be able to put them in the albums, etc. I'll just show you in a minute some of the albums. This is a little altered case that has got all those in, you know, double-sided for your ATCs. Put those down there. This is one of my first albums. You can see how thick it is. It's just some art tissue paper that I put on the front. And those markers are where I've took an artist card out for something. I'm just hoping that they come to light, because this is very, 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 very valuable. There are, oopsie daisy, knocking myself over. There are, let's see, approximately 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26. There's about 30 pages in here. Sorry about the glare, but you know, I can't be taking them all out. 30 pages of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 if you want to double them up. I don't, because I want to see the back. Hey, that looks like Diana. That's the front. I haven't looked at these for years, and look, that looks like Diana's writing. It wouldn't be, would it? I'm going to take that out and ask her. I wonder if she ever dealt with it. It just looks like her writing to me. As Diana Spare Marbles. I'm going to take that out and ask. Yes, so you can see the majority of the ones I got I paid about £5 for. Some are more dimensional than others. So I've been in here so long now, they're stuck literally. That's got a little, almost like an inchy, little envelope type thing. But going back to the lace ones, yes, they. I think we should call them something else, really. If they are going to be that dimensional and that thick, because not long after ATCs, probably at the same time actually, people like myself went and did these. These were traded again, swapped, if you like. This was made into a book. This is from London, 15th of the 1st, 07. And I think that was called a square, something as simple as that. They had different themes. The more you know, the less you understand. That's true in my case. Plus, plus. Look at that, isn't it lovely? Blue tit, I love blue tits. Oh, it was me. You see, I didn't know that. I'd forgotten. I do love blue tits. Blue, black and yellow breast, lovely coloured feathers, up on top of a big oak tree, eating nuts and sunflower seeds. Treating herself to tiny worms, inside her nest there's cheeping sounds, tiny birds that need feeding now. June Cross, ANUK, that was our group's name, and that was 0607, 2007. There's a leaf one. Yes, we went from these, made them into books. There's some fabulous things here. And nearly all these have got background techniques on them, you know, so to start going through them and see if we can do some. Lots of fibres. That's mine, I do recognise that. Chunky book, that was it. That's what it was. These were called chunkies. That's 07, 0107. That's me as well, I think. What I used to do, because I couldn't bear to part with my ATCs, these squares and this other one, which again I can't remember what it was called. So when I made one to swap, I made another one. I made two identical, so I could keep my own. There's a little, I think this was a quote book that we did. So if you didn't want to stick to the ATCs that in those days had so many rules and regulations, they did restrict you a bit. You know, you could swap and gift these. The brave do not live forever, but the cautious do not live at all. How true is that? As I say, all the names on there, look. Dance like no one's watching you. Sing like no one can hear you. Love like you've never loved... love like you've never been hurt before. Live like you... I can't read it. And I can't remember it. Live like it's heaven on here on earth. That's it. Sorry. Imagine is the highest kite that one can fly. That's true. That's nice, isn't it? Who's that from? Helen Little. I mean, it's possible, you know, that I swapped with people that I'm meeting now. This is somebody from the UK. Laura Hegarty. I'll have to go through these and see if there's anybody I recognise. But that would be wonderful. Time you enjoy wasting was not wasted. Enjoy the moment that makes you smile. That's true. Look at that lovely. That's the moon, look. That's gorgeous, isn't it? What's it say? I'll make it to the moon if I have to crawl. Or isn't that Oscar Wilde? I think so. Sorry again about the glare. So yes, as I say, we made lots of those. Another one here. I've got dozens of these sorts of things, you know, in the house. In the flat, I should say. Jerusalem, the Golden City, that was me. Because I'd been to the Holy Land that year, if I remember. Wrong one. It was stuck together. Oh gosh, these are metal pieces and the glue has come through the little June Cross 807. That's it. That's a nice background, that's lovely. I have got a whole what are they called? File container. You know, those files. You know what I mean, don't you? But they're the big ones on techniques, background techniques, mixed media techniques. So one day we'll go through a few of them and see if we can have a little play. So, yes, there's hundreds in here. Hundreds. All these fabulous techniques. Oh, we've met some lovely people along the way. True crafters share. They never keep things to themselves. They're never selfish. They're never precious. You never ever say, that's mine. No, never precious. Unless, of course, you're a professional. It's for your living that you're doing these. I mean, you can see how clever some of these artists are. If you're professional, it's quite different. But if you're not, no, you don't have that attitude. That's not a true craft person. In my eyes, anyway, and in hundreds of people that hundreds of artists that I've spoken to. Two patchwork missing out of there. I better know where that is. I'm doing an altered book about techniques in needlework, etc. And I bet they're in that book. What I do with altered books, if I'm going to use, say I was doing one of the seaside look and I wanted this one, I'd put a marker in to say where it was. Oh, wait a minute. Don't jump the gun, Jane. Yeah, and instead of gluing it in or something like that in the book that I'm making, I'd put in a glassine envelope with full details, you know, and cross-reference, say where it is when it goes back into the album. Because again, wherever you are exhibiting, you would take your books with you, you know, your portfolio, so to speak. I was just going to say, this is from Francisca Burris. I still keep in contact with her now and again. Fabulous artist. And I come across, no, it's in the other room, a large piece that she did for me. It's fabulous. And is it her? Yes, it is. Yeah, that's her, a drawing, painting that she did. And then, of course, she's made it into a print, so she'll keep the original. She tells you that it's a print, you see. Her name and her the year and her details, which she's done in the form of her business card. Everything's there. So I know I can go and contact her at any time. Okay. There's one I made, going back to the mermaids that I love. There's a bit of, is it, what's it called? Polar? It's that multicoloured stone, shell, it's like a shell. Mostly from New Zealand, but I thought that fitted nice. That's one of the golden wings. Sorry again about the glare. It's just a little brad button. Golden wings, there's a name for them. Tell me if you can think, please. Oh dear, how silly. Angel of the Ocean with her newborn. 2 of 2. So there'll be another one somewhere. Just slightly different, I would think. And what I did was, that was the background. And the wing. See, that's water. Yeah. And then I put on a transparency. Because printing on transparencies, by the way, is dead easy. So have a go at it, won't you? You just need the not ordinary transparencies, they won't work. You need the transparencies for printers, for inkjet printers in my case. I haven't got a laser. I don't do enough work now to warrant the cost. Not so much falling over. Not so much the cost of the machines, but the inks, the toner and what have you is a fortune. I was trying to grab that out and I nearly fell over my doll's house. I brought my doll's house down from up in the loft, taking photos of it and the furniture because I'm going to sell it. It was one I picked up in a car boot sale back in the early 80s, late 70s, early 80s. And I've made most of the furniture, and there's crocheting, you know, pillows and mats and things. Anyway, this one was, I used to go to a convent. I'm sure I've told you about this on the DVD, on other videos. I used to go there for retreats. I loved it. It's now a housing complex. So sad. And there are just 2 nuns left. They're in a retreat house in Nottingham. And they're both in the 90s now. Oh, I could tell you some tales about that. I loved it. Loved it. In fact, when I had my fire, I had a bad fire in the flat in 98. Everybody thought I'd go into the convent. Into a convent. Give myself. But no, I knew it wouldn't be me. I couldn't give up the good life, so to speak. I like my pleasures too much. Yeah, so that's just a little medal look. The religious medals that you get. Cross. Then that's just a curtain ring that's supposed to depict the ring of the marriage to Jesus by the nun. And there is a piece of it's frankincense. What do they burn in the church? Incense. Oh dear, as soon as I start reminding myself, you see, I get it. Yes, so now that I did have to do a lot because they went like there's no tomorrow. That's a paper actually with that lovely background. I've got a couple left of this paper, but I won't use it because I adore it. So, yes, and so it goes on and on and on and on. And this video is 25 minutes now, so I'll be very quick. All these, they're fabulous, honestly, were from an artist, Tiana Fair, 2008, and I got every print that she or he, I didn't ever know the person's sex. Oh, they were beautiful, absolutely beautiful, and I got every one that I could find. And then she just stopped. I don't know what she did, the limited edition prints, look. I don't know what she did and where she went. She did sell for a little while on eBay, her art, and then stopped. So I don't know whether she found something else to do with her life, or his life. Look at those eyes, and the pearls, look in the rose. Gorgeous. Yeah, I've got pages of these. Oh, let me show you these two. This was the same artist, because of my love of eyes. Got that one and that one. I'm going to show you a few of my altered books soon, and I've got a whole, maybe one or two, just concentrating on eyes. Yes. Okay, let's pop that in. Okay, hop over here. Go away. Right. This is another one, another album, Puffin, because it's so heavy. It's absolutely, that's old wallpaper, really vintage. Same thing, dozens and dozens. These are the ones I liked, you know, that took an image and worked on top of it. Fabulous. And lastly, this was one made especially, this album, for ATCs when they started to become more dimensional. As I say, a lot of people didn't like it and still don't like it, and you know, don't believe that these should be called ATCs. This was from Africa. Diana Khan. I wonder if that's the Diana I've been referring to. I don't know. And these have got sort of 2-inch, inch and a half pleats, if you like, for these to go in. That's mine. I felted that. Yeah. Another one from Africa. This is solid, thick leather. Gorgeous. So realistic. Altered art by Amanda Howard. Oh, there's Amanda again. I didn't realise she'd done this one. 2006. Yes, if you can go to Amanda's website, just put Amanda Howard in Google and you'll find her. Oh, here's those ATC folders. They're just folded. See? And there's another one. Just nice for it to carry around a few. See? There's another dimensional one. And so it went on. And as I say, we went on to do these books. There's another pile here. Loads of them. Back of one by the looks of it. Yeah. That's Amanda's work. Sure it is. No, it's Francesca. What's the matter with me? It's Fran. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Fran, yeah, she does some super work as well. Okay, so that's my sort of introduction, if you like, to ATC car. Oh, look, I've even got a rude one. Censored. So it's not that rude. If you want to see any more of the pages, let me know and I'll see what I can do. They are fabulous, no doubt about it. And then at the end of that, and I mean everybody's doing this now, inches. Tiny, tiny, tiny inch pieces of work, a work of art again. Sorry about the rattling, twinkling, whatever it is. Tiny, tiny bits of art that we signed on the back. Look, found one of yours, Bee. Found that the other day. And it was separate from all these, so I don't know how it got away. Liquefy. There you go. So I'm off because we're now on 31 minutes. And I will be back as soon as possible with a look into my past work of felted art. Okay, everybody, I hope you have a lovely evening. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye.